Hey everybody, today we are in my cut flower garden and I want to show you how it's doing and some of the things that I'm going to be doing today to clean some things up and to continue to enjoy my flowers. First of all, I brought out a vase full of water and my gloves and clippers, and I also brought a cardboard tray that I saved from a local nursery, and we are going to bring some flowers into the house. As you can see, the zinnias are doing great. They continue to do great, and the more you cut them and bring them indoors or just cut them, the more they'll bloom, which is what I've been doing all summer. So we're going to do that. We're also, the reason I brought this cardboard box is because I have been starting to cut some of the dead ones that I've let actually dry to save the seeds. Because I do this every year. I haven't bought zinnia seeds in forever because I get thousands of them. Share them with friends and spread them everywhere. So let's get started on some of this, but before we do that, I also want to show you some of the other plants that we planted early on and how they're doing. So we planted the sweet alyssums, so you can see those right there, the white ones. They have spread, which is what I wanted. They are starting to look a little tired in this heat. You can see the sea hollies have already come and gone, but I just leave them in there and you let them drop their seeds and they will come back next year in different places because those are perennials. The calendula, I have transplanted some of those from my vegetable garden. They're doing great. And of course, I have the Helen von Stein lamb's ear that every year I divide it. I have two plants. These were two plants. I've divided them so many times, and I want to show you what the ones look like that I have divided and transplanted into the back of this garden. So you can see the zinnias have really taken over everything. But there are times when the zinnias aren't here and I want some other things in there. So first of all, that one right there I transplanted a few months ago, and yeah, it's not getting a whole lot of light because of the zinnias, but it's still growing. There's another one over there that you can see right there, same thing. But then just probably a month ago I did more, and I did these on the corner, and they take a little bit to start doing well, but you just got to make sure they stay watered. But that one will take off, and these will be the size of those up there next year for sure. Well, close to it next year. All right, so the other thing that I planted, well, you see my gomphrena up here, it's done great. I planted those from seeds indoors, started them indoors, and I think I only had one plant. So that right there is one plant. And it's beautiful. I love the color of that one. I also started from seed the African daisies. You see the orange and the yellow. Those are doing great. But the one thing that I did start from seed was honeywort. And I thought it was so pretty, but I'll tell you what's happened, and I'm not sure I can even find any. The zinnias have shaded them out, so they all died back. I also planted salvia, and you can see he's not doing, I mean, he's growing, still alive, but not very big. So the zinnias have shaded a lot of things, so they didn't get the light to be able to grow, but the honeywort, I think next year I'm gonna try to grow it closer to the front so it gets light and the zinnias don't take over. There's another one of the sea hollies. And again, It's a perennial. And I just let it go to seed and let it drop and let it fill in. I also had several of the Bells of Ireland, and they did good until the zinnias took over, and so they've died down. Let me see if I can show you those. So that right there is the Bells of Ireland. So they'll come back. They're perennials, but they've been shaded out by the sea hollies, or by the zinnias. But the zinnias are the show. So like I said, we're gonna cut these. You can see some of them that I've let dry right there. I'm going to harvest those seeds, and I'm going to cut flowers that we can enjoy indoors. So if you've never grown zinnias and are wondering, how do I know when I can pick them? I will show you. It's very easy. And I'm sure I have several at different stages that I can show you all the different stages. So let's see this one here. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to come down a little bit, and I'm going to shake it. And if it's stiff like that one, it can be cut. I like long stems, so I'm going to cut it as long as I can find here. So right there. Now I just strip the leaves off, and I just let them drop in this bed because that compost, and it makes the bed even healthier. So there we go, and I'm going to stick it into my vase of water. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to harvest some seeds. So I want to find a head that's really dry. That one's pretty dry. So we're just going to cut this off. And you can cut it off long or short. I'm going to cut this one off short right now. And I'm taking this, and right now I'm just going to put it into my cardboard bin here. But these outside petals provide seeds, and so does this inside. And I've done a video, and I'll link it in the description. I am just going to go through and get a nice big bouquet, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Okay, I forgot to show you what they look like when, what the zinnias look like when they are not ready to cut. They're wobbly. So I'm going to show you this one. You'd look at it and say, oh, that's a good one to cut. But I'm going to go down here and I'm going to shake it. Look how that one's really wobbly. It's not stiff. Maybe that's not the perfect example, but I'm sure there's another one in here. Here's one. So this one's small. But I'm going down a ways, and then I'm going to shake it. See how that top shakes? It's not stiff. That is not ready to cut. But this one next to it, shake it, and the top is stiff. The stem is not wobbly up here like this one was. So that one's ready to cut. I think I want to show you. So for whatever reason, this little clump of zinnias are not looking so great. And I noticed there are these little black bugs all over this one. So I want to make sure I don't take bugs into the house. And so I'm not picking those. Although you could pick them. You strip the leaves off, because that's where the bugs are, and then make sure the stem and the flower have no bugs in them. Or you just leave them. So right now I'm looking for seed heads. And I hate that this one is infested with bugs because I love having the green ones in. I've got so many pinks. I'd like to have some green ones in my flower vase, but I'm not taking bugs into the house. So maybe I've got all the dried heads and I will just continue to let the others dry. There's a color I definitely want to save, so I will watch that one. This one's probably good enough. I took off my glove because I can tell a little bit better, but they can continue to dry once you cut them. So cutting this one and I'll let it dry. What I do is I take all these that are in this cardboard box and I just put it in the garage. So it's hot in the garage or warm in the garage. And I just let them completely dry before I pull the seeds. Okay, so you can see I cut quite a few. There's my vase. I cut quite a few, but there's still quite a few out there that aren't ready. Some of them are already starting to dry. I don't want those in my vase. And so that's going to be my flower arrangement for today. Although I'll tell you this, and I think I'm going to cut some. Gomphrenias last a really long time in a vase. And so they're a nice little accent short flower to stick in the vase too. So I'm probably going to cut some of those. I ended up going to the garden and got some parsley for filler. And here's what it looks like on my table. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it has inspired you to get outside today. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.